Hi everybody, it's Lori Wetzel here with the next installment of Tech Tip Tuesdays. And since I just spent the last 10 minutes recording this tech tip without any sound, I thought I'd give it a shot again. And I am going to spend 10 to 15 minutes here giving you kind of an overview of Discovery Education and some of the possibilities that you may not have been aware of. I know a lot of you use Discovery Education and its resources, particularly the videos with your students, but there's a lot of features here you may not be aware of, and I wanted to share them with you. First thing, your subscriber login. Everybody right now is set up the same way. FRA, first initial, last name. Your password is your first name, unless your first name is less than 5 characters, in which case 1 or 2 letters of your last name might be at the end. Now that you know my username and password, and everyone else can figure yours out, I should mention that you can go to Edit Profile. And when you go to Edit Profile, you have the option to change your username. Feel free to change it to your network username, first name dot last name. You also have the option to change your password, as long as you know your current password. I would encourage you to change it. Unfortunately, the district tech department can't manage these usernames and passwords because the subscription is coming from the Macomb ISD. But if you want to have less usernames and passwords to keep track of, that would be my first recommendation in working with Discovery Education. If you have any trouble with your account, please go to your media tech. They have the administrative abilities to go in and take a look at your account and problem solve anything that might be giving you trouble. I want to give you a quick tour of some of these tabs and what they do, because you may not have been aware that this was a possibility, and I myself didn't 2 weeks ago know that this was a possibility. I'm going to start by tapping on the My Content tab, and this is a great way for you to organize your content and videos that you use on a yearly basis within Discovery Education. I know some of you download them and you keep them in your U drive or you keep them in your SkyDrive, and they take up a lot of space. And Discovery Education isn't going anywhere, so I would recommend that you use this as a way to keep track of your content, organize it, and always know where it is. I'm pretending that I'm a 7th grade social studies teacher, and I am setting up my content by folders in terms of units that I teach. If you were an elementary school teacher, you'd probably set it up by subject. Of course, you can organize it in whatever way you want. I have a folder for Asia, I have a folder for ancient Greece, I have a folder for Africa. Adding a folder is really simple. I'm a 7th grade social studies teacher, and I already have a folder for ancient Greece. Now I need a folder for ancient Rome, and I'm going to go ahead and create that. I'm not going to show you the how-to of every aspect of what I'm doing, but this should probably give you a pretty good overview, and the My Content piece was pretty easy to do. If I go to ancient Greece, for instance, I'm going to double click on it. You can see that I have 3 video segments here already, and if these are ones that I use from year to year, why not keep them there? I believe I have some in Africa as well. I have a quiz in there, and I have a full video in there. So this is a really great way to keep your content organized. I'm going to skip Builder Tools for a moment and go to Classroom Manager. And whether you realized it or not, and this is what I didn't realize, all teachers, including you, have the ability to create classes and student accounts. This overview page is fabulous for tutorials as to how to do things, although everything's pretty straightforward. What you will probably be doing is creating a class with new student accounts. If you're not sure how to do it, after I go through it, you can always click on View Tutorial. I'm going to click on Create a Class with New Student Accounts. I already have a first hour, a second hour, so now I'm going to have a third hour. And well, that's good news that you can set up classes and students. Here's the bad news. I cannot find any really easy way to create student accounts. Elementary level, it's not too bad. You have 30, 35 students, and it's a one-time thing. Secondary, you've got 150 students, definitely more time consuming. And unfortunately, there's no way for the kids to create their own accounts. Hopefully, that's an improvement we'll see in the future. All there is to it, to creating a student account, is, we'll use my daughter's name, typing in first name and last name, then username. I would recommend, to make it easier on everybody involved district-wide, if we stick to a consistent format, first name dot last name followed by their grad year. I'm going to pretend that she is a 7th grader. They will then be added to the school roster. And next year, the next grade level teacher up can click on their names and add them. Password, if you have any great ideas for a way to manage these passwords, I would love to hear them. Short of having the students write it down on an index card and giving it to you, or maybe getting it from your 21st Century Lit teacher at the elementary level, I don't know of a good way to do it except get the password from the student and type it in. So I'm going to pretend that that is her password, and again, pretend that she's a 7th grader. And I'm going to add my new students. So now I have my 3rd hour, Isabella is added to my class, and I click on Save. And I'm going to return to the previous page. If creating, especially at the secondary level, 150 accounts does not sound appealing to you, consider creating a generic username for your classes. Something that every student could log in with. And one really important thing to mention here is that this all works with the iPad. So the students can go to discoveryeducation.com. They can log in either with their own personal account or a generic one if you created a generic one, and they will be able to view the videos on their iPad or take quizzes with their iPad just the way they would with a desktop computer. I'm going to go back to my content to share with you how this goes. If Isabella is in my class where I am now teaching ancient Greece, I'm going to go back to my content that I have bookmarked because it's what I use every year. I just say choose and assign and select my class. And if you have multiple students, you would hit Control and click to select multiple names. You can even choose the start date and due date. So you can make it disappear once the students should have watched the video. Click on Assign. It says Success, the material has been assigned. Let's do that one more time with the video quiz, Living in Ancient Greece. Assign it, 3rd hour, to Isabella. Due dates are there. Assign, it's been assigned. Let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to log out as myself, and I'm going to log in as her. And now when she logs in, she sees the 2 assignments that you gave her, your teacher name, your class, and it even will give her the status of where she's at. Has she watched that video or not? If you create a generic username, of course this isn't going to work so well. It works much better for an individual student, but just know that it is an option that is available to you. I'm going to go ahead and log out and go back in as myself. And this area right here is where I'm going to give you an overview of what's available, but not really do a whole lot of how-to. One thing before I go into Builder Tools, you see Assignment Builder, Quiz Builder, and Writing Prompt Builder. You may not have been aware. If I go to Africa, for instance, I can go to Media Type, and I can go to Assess, and there are actually 41 quizzes in Discovery Education that are related to specific videos relating to Africa, as well as 3 writing prompts. So these are ways to assess the students after they watch a video, or while they're watching a video for that matter, and assign them. And Discovery Education, if the kids have their own account, actually will grade it for you. And you can go to Classroom Manager and see your results by class or by student. And this all does also work on the iPad. I'm going back to Builder Tools. I'm going to Assignment Builder. It gives you instructions for how to create a brand new assignment if you wish. Just want to point out to you what an assignment might be. Here's a few that are in here for Discovery Education. There's not a lot for this particular category. But if I click on this one, for instance, it tells you the instructions, it tells you the learning objectives, and it gives them images and a video to watch and asks them to answer questions based on those videos and those images. You also have the option to save it as a Word document or an Excel document in this case. If you save it as a Word document or Excel, it can always be turned into a PDF and made available to students if you post it on your website. I'm going to go ahead and go to the quiz builder. You have the capability of creating quizzes from scratch if you wish. You also have Discovery Education quizzes. And there's quite a few more of these. There's 5 pages worth of quizzes. And again, you can search for those quizzes using the search tool up here like I just showed you. And if this was a tool you decided to use, you would click on Copy and Edit, you would put it into your content, and then you could assign it to the students. The last one is a writing prompt builder, and there's quite a few of these built in. I'm going to go to the Discovery Education writing prompts, and I'll go here to a challenging event just so you see what it looks like. It gives them an illustration and it gives them a prompt, and they are asked to write about that prompt. Again, it can be saved as Microsoft Word, converted to a PDF, attached to your website, whatever it is you might want to do. Or you can copy and edit it and assign it to the students directly through Discovery Education. Discovery Ed also has a great professional development area if you've never had the opportunity to check it out, and the DE Basics might be a really good place for you to start. Again, I didn't show you the how-to of everything on this site, but hopefully I made you aware of some of the options that you may not have been aware of in the past. You know where to find me if you have any questions. If you have any issues with your username and password, make sure you see your media tech. And good luck and enjoy, and hopefully you begin using Discovery Education to its fuller capabilities. Have a great day.